You told me that it's a club that doesn't require dues. You told me that these are runs/races where it's entirely up to the individual to determine how they're going to complete it, and that the only person you're competing against is yourself. Then why do I keep hearing people talk about competitions within some of the clubs?
Because competition can be a significant motivator for many people, especially if you're green and scaly. A Slytherin. So we have our House Cup competition in Potterhead Running Club. And we have our Whovian Cup competition in our Whovian Running Club.
Okay.
The whole point of that is, again, to add inspiration.
Okay.
Someone might say, oh, you know, I'm not going to get out and walk today for myself. And maybe they're not even motivated so much by the current charity partner. Or maybe it's between events. So there's no charity to really get out there and complete an event for.
Right.
But my team needs me. And my team needs me to go out and log miles. They participate in the direct impact projects to do whatever component of the House Cup that's going on. And that does motivate people to get up and get moving and to be involved.
Okay.
And so the House Cup competition between Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, and Slytherin. The Whovian Cup competition is between Team Villains, Team Time Lords, and Team Companions.
Okay.
And those three teams are kind of like whatever really engages you with the show Doctor Who.
Yep.
I'm here for the Companions. Oh, I love the Time Lords. Actually, I kind of love me some Cybermen. And
gotta have the dark to have the light.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I'm here for the boo factor. You know, what new villain are they going to give to me this week?
But through it all, these are still comprised of, regardless of what house they're in or what team they're on, they're all sort of working towards the same goal.
Right.
Whether it be the miles that they're logging for their team, their own personal health. If it's an active event, I get that too. And you explained about the dip, so I get how people can sort of earn points for that aspect of it too. So then they're not really competing against each other necessarily?
They're competing to see who can do the most good.
Okay.
But it's based on previous year's accomplishments. Okay. So it's all goal-based. So each team in each house has a goal that's established on previous year's data. And they're not going head-to-head with, it's not necessarily Gryffindor versus Slytherin.
Right.
It's Gryffindor versus last year's Gryffindor. And it's Slytherin versus last year's Slytherin.
Okay.
And as they achieve more goals and they exceed those goals, they get more and more points.
Right.
And the house or the team that exceeds last year's performance by the most gets the House Cup.
Got it.
And so if you think about Hogwarts, if you think about the school itself, when Hermione raised her hand, which she did a lot, and she answered a question, Professor Sprout would say, well done, 10 points to Gryffindor. She didn't turn around and say, well, 10 points to Gryffindor, and I'm taking those from Hufflepuff. Right. There was no direct competition where there was a winner and a loser there. Right. And so in our first couple of years, it was who finished first in this category, who finished second in this category. So there was a lot of direct competition, and it was, we've got to beat Ravenclaw, we've got to beat Gryffindor, we've got to beat Slytherin. And that led to a lot of negativity in our community, and because some people thrive on competition, and some people really don't. Right. And so we really wanted it to be something where the competition aspect of it was really optional, and you'd get points for just being involved in the community writ large. You wouldn't, if you weren't motivated by the competition, you were motivated because it was a good thing to do, either for yourself or for the world. But if you were motivated by the competition, great. And that was awesome. But again, you're only competing against how you performed last year.
And the entire community collectively is moving in the same direction.
Right. So now when we award points for someone completing a miles goal or completing a registration goal, we always say, please join us in congratulating this house or this team on their accomplishment and keep working towards your goals. Right. And we've seen that in the last year plus that we've been doing this new goal-based House Cup, that people really are cheering each other on. They're cheering on the other houses. Well done, Hufflepuff. Well done, Slytherin. Great job. Wow, you guys are really knocking out those miles. That's awesome. And that kind of positive reinforcement across the houses is much more positive.
And it's keeping things close, I hope?
Oh, gosh, absolutely. Last year we had 3 of the 4 houses that were within 25 points of each other. And first and second in the House Cup was decided by 3 points. Out of hundreds of points, it was decided by 3 points. And Ravenclaws are still a little upset about that. Congratulations, Slytherin. And meanwhile, the Whovian Cup, the second year of the Whovian Cup, but the first one with these 3 teams, that one finished out, they were less than 15 points, separating all 3 teams.
Wow. Okay.
So, again, it's made it more competitive, and no one likes a blowout. Right. No one likes a Super Bowl where, one team has scored 45 points in the first, half, and it's a boring game to watch, and all you're watching is the commercials.
Got
it. Everyone likes an exciting competition. Yep. It's more fun. And so this new system has created a competition where every team has a shot. And no one is advantaged because they're a bigger house, they have more people, or they're disadvantaged because they're smaller. And you see ebbs and flows, especially in the Harry Potter fandom, of certain houses being in vogue. And so for a very long time, everyone said, well, I'm in Gryffindor because Harry, Ron, and Hermione are in Gryffindor. That's the golden trio. And gosh, I want to be with the cool kids, so I'm in Gryffindor. And then over time, they realized, well, actually, I'm not really all that Gryffindor. I'm actually more Hufflepuff. And then Hufflepuff came into vogue for a while. It still is because of Newt Scamander and the Fantastic Beasts. And Ravenclaw had it's in vogue. And I don't want to be with necessarily the people who think they're cool, but I think that Luna was cool and Cho Chang was cool, so I'm going to go be a Ravenclaw.
Sure.
And then there are the Slytherins, who absolutely knew that they were Slytherins.
Yeah, there was no question.
Yeah, if you're in Slytherin, you know you're there.
So all in all, it gives people an opportunity to feed into the competitive inspiration if that's their jam. But it doesn't hold them back if they just want to be part of that house, that team, that group within the group, just for the camaraderie aspect.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And even if there's some people that when they read the Harry Potter books, when they saw the movies, they didn't identify so much with the students. They actually identified with the faculty, with the professors. Okay. Admittedly, a lot of them are teachers themselves, but we actually have a 5th group called the faculty. And they are an independent group. I call them the faculty beasts because they tend to do a lot of miles.
Okay.
And they're very good at it. They're very good at logging a lot of miles. They're by far the smallest of the 5.
Sure.
But they just didn't want to be in the competitive thing, but they never really felt a kinship with any of the 4 houses because maybe they were a little bit older. Maybe they were already in their 20s or 30s when the books came out.
Okay. And
so they didn't identify with the students. They identified with the professors.
Okay. Sure.
Because they read the books not as kids, but as adults. But whatever the reason, we have a very active and thriving internal subgroup, the faculty. And they hang out, rather than hanging out in a common room, they hang out in the faculty lounge. Okay. I'm not sure what kind of wizard vending machines might be in there.
Snacks in the faculty lounge. Or what do you have to do when the candy bar gets stuck? What spell do you cast when the candy bar gets stuck halfway down in the vending machine and won't drop?
Yeah, I think there's an Immobilis curse.
Got it.
On that, and so
fair.
That's candy bar reparo, Shido reparo.
But there's something being provided at every level for everyone, regardless of their depth of engagement, how immersed in the universe they want to be.
Exactly.
Cool.
And you can deep dive. You can end up with a news feed on Facebook that is nothing but PHRC.
Your team.
Yeah, and notifications from PHRC, which for many people who kind of like the idea of escaping the real world.
Yeah.
And the negativity of the real world. Being surrounded by love and kindness and inspiration in their social media space.
It's a nice change.
Is a nice change.
Yeah. Oh.
And they can avoid their crazy uncle,
Yeah.
online.
Sorry, uncle.
Yeah.
But no, not sorry.